how bad my eyes are. I was like, what? What?
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Oh! Main log to remote. What? Oh, I said the out loud part in my head and the in my head part out loud. All right, tag, I'm it. Here we go. Monday. Woo! Might as well be evening. Doesn't friggin' matter. It's all overcast and crappy out, but we're here to brighten up your day with some sports and general information. On the Sports Show, Cody Mack, this guy, that's me, ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1, like I said, on a Monday, which happened to just turn out to be my favorite days of the week, actually. No joke. I really do like Mondays. This job makes it a lot easier and to like them because it's wicked fun because we're just doing a bunch of what did I just do? There we go. Recap stuff and having fun and talk about things that happened over the weekend. And there's a wrestling on Mondays and Monday Night Football. We'll talk about Monday Night Football. We'll talk Monday Night Football. Don't worry. But we're here now. 315-437-7644. If you'd like to be here as well, you can do that. That's the telephone. We got one of them fancy, old fancy phone lines that you can call into if you want to tell me about your favorite thing from over the weekend. Maybe you had a college football game that was your favorite. Maybe an NFL game that was your favorite. That Bills game, we'll talk about that as well. Wow. And not the ending that Bills fans wanted, but that was awesome. We got QSportsTalk.com up and running. So we got over there my mom was in the showgirl Fuzz, Ryan, Nick, Allen on the air, Brooklyn, got Swifty, Susan, Syracuse. Big thanks to all you guys hanging out on there. QSportsTalk.com if you also want to head on in there and talk about all of the things on a Monday. But if you happen to miss it today or while you were sleeping, some of the worst news has come down. Yeah. Well, it's technically still breaking news, sort of, right? I'm sure you've heard it. Juan Soto off the free agent market. I'm sure it's been talked about a bunch and you know about it, but as a Braves fan, this hurts. It was rough. He signed like a 15 or 16 or 15 year, $700-something million contract to play baseball. Unreal. That is absolutely insane. But yeah, that's the news that came down overnight after I saw that he went out. He was at lunch, I thought, in Boston, but I had a feeling that the Mets or the Dodgers were going to end up with him. And so we're going to bring him right back here to the National League. And the Braves got to play him like 37 times. Great. However, they do need to fill out the rest of the roster, as you'll hear here in a minute. But, yeah, he's off the market, which is probably going to start a little chain reaction with a bunch of other people. I think I saw Michael Conforto from the Mets is going to go somewhere as well. Is it the Dodgers? Because everybody goes to the Dodgers. I don't know. But either way, Juan Soto off to New York. Back, moving to putting a different color hat on.
Let's just start with the real basic question. How did all of this go down?
It went down, Nicole, over a frenzied 5-week process.
My name's
where
Cody.
Teams, frankly, saw Juan Soto as the true apple of their eye. He is 26 years old. He is one of the 3 best hitters in baseball, and all teams needed to get him was a big bag of money, and that biggest bag came from the New York Mets. The $765 million not only sets a record, not only exceeding Shohei Ohtani's deal last year, but let's remember, Shohei Ohtani's deal is almost entirely deferred. The net present value of that was about $470 million. There is not a single dollar deferred in Juan Soto's contract. So not only did this beat Ohtani's deal, it absolutely crushed it, and it is the biggest contract in professional sports history.
So Michael just said, obviously, it's Steve Cohen who's the one who has to open the checkbook, and he opened it all the way up for this deal. You texted with him after the deal was announced. What did he tell you?
You know, it's really interesting because when Steve Cohen bought this team back in 2020, the expectations were absolutely enormous from Mets fans. For decades, they had languished with ownership that was not willing to spend like a New York team, like the New York Yankees typically would. Steve Cohen promised to change that. And, you know, he went out and got Francisco Lindor and signed him to an extension. He tried to get Carlos Correa, whose physical wasn't good, and ended up going to the Minnesota Twins. But he hadn't had that one moment, that one big free agent who changed the future, changed the trajectory of this franchise. And when I was texting with Steve Cohen, he said, very simply, just a big day for the franchise.
And they just kind of better hope that this goes a lot better than some of the other free agent signings. I feel like they kind of, oh no, this is the first big signing. Did they not sign every old pitcher the last couple years? Did they not have Verlander there and that blew up? Did they not have Scherzer on there and that blew up? I don't know. This is different. Soto was in his prime and not an old man. But, man, yeah, this is big news. Big day for the franchise. If you're a Mets fan, good for you, you son of a...
I want to ask you about the Mets' perspective here and what might be next for them. Is it fair to say that there really is no limit on the spending given the dollars attached to Soto's contract?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I don't think you spend $765 million on Juan Soto to then go and say, all right, we're done. We're good. No, this is a Mets team, and specifically a Mets ownership with Steve Cohen, that wants to win at literally any cost. So you look at what they did with Juan Soto. This is still, even with him, not a complete team. They need pitching. That is priority number one. They brought Frankie Montas in. They brought Clay Holmes in. They plan to make him a starter. But they still need more for the rotation. They definitely need more for the bullpen as well. And you can certainly look at this lineup and say, okay, well, what if we bring back Pete Alonso as well? This is all kind of chump change compared to what they just gave Juan Soto. So the Mets are far from done. There's still a lot of work to happen. You might see some of it this week at the winter meetings. But between now and the start of spring training, the Mets are going to continue to add. That is part of why Juan Soto signed with the Mets. He believes in their vision that they were going to try to win, and that means spend.
No more. What are you going to take Max Fried from me, from my Braves, huh? I don't know. Tomorrow, I think we'll go over some of the free agents that could probably fall next or who's already off the market, that type deal, because now that Soto's gone, I bet things start coming around pretty quick for some people that are free agents or going to be looking at some new teams here real fast, because things are on the move in Major League Baseball, which is always fun. I love the winter meetings. Hopefully the Braves now make some moves, because you can't have that happen and then just stand pat. That would be asinine, but you never know. That could happen, because not everybody has a gajillion friggin' dollars like the Mets. Oh, my God. All right. So let's move on here, shall we? Just real quick here. Why don't we talk a little bit about something big that happened? As I know, we'll talk Syracuse, Washington State, the bowl game coming up. We've got plenty of time to do all that. But yesterday, if you weren't really paying attention or waiting for anything other than the Syracuse announcement, they did announce the final college football playoff bracket in what is going to be an awesome tournament here, as there are definitely some surprises. You got Arizona State as the 4 seed, Oregon number 1 after they took down Penn State. Arizona State killed Iowa State. Boise State won on Friday night, and Georgia beat Texas in an awesome game, but they lost their quarterback, so should they even be allowed into it? When you lose your quarterback, I thought you weren't allowed in the playoff, right, Florida State? Nah, I'm not. I swear. I promise I'm not bitter about that still. I promise. If I didn't like this pen, I would break it. No, I'm not. It's okay. This is a much bigger field, so there's more room for other teams to get in, because this is going to be such an awesome little tournament, and there was a little surprise in there with SMU.
Got to choose one of them, and they're going to get criticism either way. To take on Penn State and the final spot in the college football playoff, who is it? The SMU Mustangs hold on to that final spot and edge out Alabama. So it will be SMU and Penn State as the ACC gets the last 2 spots in terms of seeding, and they get the last at-large spot And so now we'll do the first team out, which we all presume to be Alabama. Alabama is the first team out, and the second team out, I assume, will be Miami again. And it is.
Yep.
So Miami and Alabama come up just short. SMU hangs on and gets the spot. And Nick, what's your reaction? Now, Nick has talked about this all year on College Game Day, that who you play has to matter, has to be important, whether that's talking about Alabama or anybody else in college football. That if you want to incentivize scheduling, then you have to take that into consideration. What's your reaction, Nick, to seeing the decision the committee made with that final spot?
Well, I think one of the things that I've mentioned, throughout this football season is if we don't take strength of schedule into consideration, is there any benefit to scheduling really good teams in the future? Like, here at Alabama, we're supposed to play Notre Dame, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Florida State in the future outside the league. Well, those are great games for fans to see, and that's what I think we should be doing. In college football is creating more good inventory for great games that people are interested in. But do you enhance people wanting to do that, where what's the athletic director going to do? He may go cancel all those games now, knowing that the SEC is tough enough. But at the same time, I do think the best teams are in the playoff, which I think is most important.
And a little bit here at Alabama. Nah, Nick, you ain't at Alabama. If you were still there, you probably would have made the playoff a lot without any question instead of being the first team out. But no, you're not there anymore, buddy. But he did say that all the right teams got in there. I do too. Put SMU in there. Who cares? It's one of those where no one's going to want to talk about, oh, SMU didn't get in. Oh, no. They're going to want to talk about it, that Bama and Miami didn't get in. That's for damn sure here. As they announce the college football playoff bracket, the final one, as you get the first games coming up. When is that? December 20th they start? Because I couldn't have printed this any friggin' smaller.
Heather Dinich does an unbelievable job covering the college football playoff for us. So, Heather, the bracket is set. Your work is almost done. What's the biggest takeaway you had?
Well, it was the same thing that you guys have been talking about there with SMU getting in spite of a weaker strength of schedule. And I had a chance just now to walk and talk a little bit with Selection Committee Chair Ward Manuel. And I asked him about the Selection Committee protocol, which we haven't really narrowed in on a lot over the past couple of weeks, just in terms of having that sheet of paper when teams are comparable to look down and say head-to-head, strength of schedule, and how much did they lean into that, and does he think it should change? And he told me that there wasn't anything in the selection committee's protocol that prevented them from selecting the top 25 teams this year. Any changes, he said, he would leave up to the FBS commissioners. But I also asked him about that Texas and Penn State ranking, because that was a coin toss as well. And he said one of the reasons those two teams landed where they did, a big reason actually, was because of where they were heading into the selection weekend. And he said that because those teams were ranked where they were, they didn't see enough in those respective conference championship games to flip them.
Which means that they both had good losses, if you will, which were crazy. If you guys watched college football this weekend, there were three really good games. That SMU game was crazy with the loss at the end of the game there. The Oregon game was good. And Texas and Georgia also very well played game. Very well played game by a group of fine gentlemen. It was a good game. It went overtime here. Paul Feinbaum, big SEC guy, kind of looks like a ventriloquist dummy, maybe kind of like a Muppet a little bit, but he always gets cranky with that SEC teams don't get what he thinks they deserve. But he's not too bad here. He's not too bad.
What did you think of the decision to include SMU rather than Alabama or Ole Miss or Miami for that matter?
Reese, I think it was an either-or decision, and they chose the path of least resistance. Had they gone with Alabama, they would have backed up what Ward Manuel told you on Tuesday night. But had they left SMU out, they would have created chaos in college athletics, meaning that these championship games, which you were down there, you saw the value of them, how much money they bring and pride, would have been just shot to smithereens. So being people that represent college athletics, they sat in a room, they probably overreacted to that SMU comeback and then the field goal, and they said, you know what, we can maybe take a little bit of heat on McElroy's show or on the Feinbaum show Monday, but we won't undo the actual structure of college athletics, especially how football works.
So, yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's going to be good as you've got Clemson and Texas. The winner takes on Arizona State, so that'll be awesome. Tennessee and Ohio State. Winner takes on Oregon. SMU and Penn State. Winner takes on Boise State, so they're going for all the upsets there. Indiana and Notre Dame, where winner goes to Georgia. So we're going to have a good time. And one more little college note. If you haven't heard, apparently this Bill Belichick to North Carolina stuff is picking up speed and actually has truth to it. He met with him for like 5 hours yesterday. No way in hell do I think Bill Belichick goes to college to coach instead of just coming back to the NFL for a year or two and getting that record. Not a chance in hell. But now that I said that, Bill Belichick to UNC coming soon. We'll come back. Sports around a little more. Do some NFL talk. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Ugh. Where's the stuff that I'm gonna play? There it is. This. What should I... How loud should we come back with? Scale 1 to 10, Malloy. What should we bump back with? $10? Okay. This is kind of the loudest one I have. Let's go with this one. Or most ridiculous. Let's go with most ridiculous, I think. Sounds better. There we go. There's a burp. That's how you do a burp in the city right now. Son of a bitch. I'm going to tell you a thing or two about a thing or two. Yeah. No, that's a crazy deal, man. It's just so much money to give a guy, but all right, you know? Like, all right. You know what? I'll start with the Bills game, and then we'll whip around. Yeah, nope, none of it was deferred. They were like, here, get paid now. I bet he was probably like, no deferred. I want money now. It's my money and I need it now, he says. Monday. What a Monday. All right. Well, I don't know, Moy. Did he say? Hey, man, me gotta go to the ball game. What are you crazy? You go to a ball game. Hey, go all the way to San Diego. I assume how that goes. I'm not gonna go where the way to San Diego. Oh, I want to go to San Miguel. Mm. Oh, I want to San Miguel.
This is The Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Hello, Metalish Monday. I love it. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1, 315. Starting a phone number. Write it down. Get out your pad and pencils, you old sons of bitches. 315-437-7644 if you want to call on the telephone and voice all your displeasures about all the things. Because you're cranky, it's rainy and misty and annoying after it just did all the snow. Which I'm going to use this as a time to tell you when I told you so. I'm going to give you when I told you so. This Wegmans Lights on the Lake still going on. Bet you wish you went last week when we told you to go when there was all the snow on the ground, and now your kids are going, we gotta go, I thought we were gonna go, and you're gonna go today. You're gonna. You don't want to listen to that. You want to listen to that all week? Feel free. It's up to you, but Wegmans Lights on the Lake is going on tonight, and then you can get them like a burger or something, and then they'll just sleep all night long. I don't know how kids work. Can kids have burgers? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Wegmans Lights on the Lake. Get your tickets while you're in line. And they've got those little wand things that Josh and I in the morning show, I don't know, hopefully nobody from events is listening. But last week they all got delivered, and I was the one to accept the delivery. So I stole a box. So expect us to give away a bunch of those wands that you can purchase for yourself if you're listening to different things that I do. But at WegmansLightsOnTheLake.com to purchase your advanced sale tickets. Yeah. I did. I stole a whole box of them. That's how I roll. All right, let's talk some NFL, shall we? We'll start, and then we'll come back to the rest of the NFL. We got to get this game out of the way. Rams, Bills. It's all right. I think maybe the Bills were looking ahead just a little bit to next week against the Lions. You had an awesome game. Again, when eventually I put together at the end of this NFL season the games of the year that I enjoyed, this one will be right up there, and Bills fans hopefully will be enjoying a Super Bowl at the end of this. Knock on wood, knock on wood. But this game starts out pretty momentous. I don't know what the word is. There wasn't anything crazy. And then things started to pick up here in the second half as the Bills started to score. You had Shakir here had a long touchdown. Cooper Kupp with a big old TD that he caught off of his knee. So things are kind of going back and forth here.
Allen, pressure, gets rid of first down. Shakir, room to run. He splits defenders. Shakir on his feet and he scores. Oh, my. 51 yards.
Not much fancy here about this route. It's just Shakir over the ball, and there is nobody in the screen. And he gets almost 25, 30 yards into the defense.
And he's got a touchdown. And that wouldn't be the last awesome catch. He makes a couple really good catches in this game. He's definitely taking the place of Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. Big time. I like Shakir.
Another third. Stafford looking end zone. Cup. He's got it. Touchdown Rams.
Unbelievable. Cup going up off the knee.
And if you saw that one, yeah, he caught it off his knee and pulled it down and secured the touchdown. Like I said, as we were off and running here, there was fireworks in this Bills-Rams game that ended up Rams 44, Bills 42.
Rams have just had the ball for so much longer in this game, and now it's Josh Allen standing in, letting one rip, going deep. Shakir! Shakir hangs on down to the one.
Right at the...
There's another highlight.
Right at the start of the second half there, sorry, the fourth quarter.
They're going to go Josh Allen with a push him on and in, and he's up for the touchdown. got time. Now steps away. No one's near him. Allen going to run for big yardage up to midfield.
Big run as Josh Allen had about, I think, 15 total touchdowns yesterday, Josh Allen, including this.
And sent a blitz. Allen sees it. First one for the touchdown. Mack Hollins.
Mack Hollins, one of the most unselfish players. This is called a slot fade.
Tom Brady sounding like every one of our grandmas. My goodness, have another Virginia Slim, Thomas. Good God, man. And then this game started to seem like it was getting away from the Bills here.
They blitz. Stafford sees it. Nakua gets a block. He might go. Nakua scores. Touchdown, Rams.
Puka Nakua.
A guy like Cooper Kupp, as unselfish as he is.
And then he lets Puka Nakua score a touchdown for him. It was glorious. The Bills tried to come back.
Allen sneaking it again. This time, is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Buffalo with 55 seconds left. 7 seconds remain. Rams by 2. Evans gets it out. End over end. Ball is bounces. Clock hits 0. Game over. The Rams going to hang on and win it 44-42. What a thriller.
It was a third. I know, Bills fans, you didn't like it as much as other people did. It was a really good game, though, and we all had a good time other than Bills fans. But, again, game of the year. And I think Josh Allen just ran in another one. There was some interesting stuff, though, in the time management with Sean McDermott and whether they took timeouts or didn't take timeouts or kick a field goal. And, you know, like when you're playing Madden and you get down a couple scores and you got to do some things. You're like, do I kick this field goal now like an onside kick and supposedly get the ball back? And then Josh Allen after the game talking about what he maybe could have done better and who they've got coming up. And we will hear those comments after these comments. Professional. ESPN Radio 97.7, 100.1. Josh Allen just threw another one, I think, too. No, touchdown, matter of fact. I need a haircut. Cut my hair. It's gray, but it's got a tint of something to it. Like a green. No, like a green with a little brown, but not really. Like these walls, I think, would be more of a beige. Like the skeleton, the bird skeleton. Yours is like a... No, yours is... There's nothing in here that... But it's not in a bad way, but it's like the color of dead grass almost. You know what I mean? Like, so it's got that little hint of... Little green, little yellow, because I like it. I'm a fan, because it matches your hat, low-key.
That's why I wore it.
Yeah.
Let me get the jacket. It also doesn't have green, but it feels like it does.
Let me get the jacket. I got to see the jacket if the jacket goes with it. See, that's beige.
It just goes, though, right?
Yes.
It's like not green also.
No, it
just
does.
goes.
It all kind of matches. See, her what is it? It's not a shawl, because shawls don't have arms. That's beige. That's kind of beige. Like, put it up against the wall.
Yeah.
See? It's like a dark beige. Yep. Brown, yeah, brown. Light brown, too. Yes.
That's not brown.
It's like a real light brown. Oh, it is a khaki brown. I like it.
No matter what it is, you pull it off.
All right. Sorry, I got to stand. I'll tell you. Big Mers, eventually I'll stand. I haven't gotten comfortable yet with this because, look, if I stand, I'm up here and I can't reach the things. But believe me, I'd like to stand the whole time, yes. Goodbye. Come back anytime, guys. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, he looked like he was going to get wrecked. Murr, someday when I get big time and I can have everybody, I could just have people play my clips for me and I just stand here, then I'll just stand here like I do in the morning show and talk into the mic and do all the things. Then I'll do that. We do know what to do. All right.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Here we go. Second half of the Sports Show. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1 broadcasting from the Harding Mazzati Studios. We're hanging out on a Monday with you. Little pick you up because it's Monday. Oh, it's a Monday. 315-437-7644. Your opinions about things, I would like to hear them. Any of them. I don't care what. Favorite Kool-Aid flavor. And why it's black cherry. That's what you can call and talk about, or you can go to qsportstalk.com. That's Twitch on the Twitch machines. We're having a good time talking about the Bills-Rams game. I won't go too much more into it, but I thought these comments were kind of cool. The end of the game with the timeout situation and the clock management. Sean McDermott having some explaining to do. No, he doesn't really, but I've heard some rumblings from Bills fans on the social medias of, oh, his game management's going to cost us. Shaking my angry fist at you.
We had 3, and we were trying to conserve timeouts. We were actually in a situation that we call red alert, which says, hey, if you get in field goal range, you're down between 11 and 9 points.
That's when I'm not sure I'm going to make it home to pooping time. Red alert.
Down between 11 and 9 points in that situation, right? So you're down. You're in that kind of situation where you get in field goal range and you take the points so that you can play normal defense and hold those timeouts and everything. So the thing for us was, we had we basically, I think it was the Coop DPI that got us ball at the 1 yard line. And so we were never really in a position of deficit that we would say, hey, it's second and long, or let's go ahead and take the field goal here and come back and use the timeout. So we were talking about that the whole way through on that last drive, especially after that first play when we had Coop down there and they called DPI at first and they picked up the flag. So, every play basically we were talking about that and saying, hey, when do we want to kick it? When do we want to kick it? We felt like getting the ball inside of a 35, 30-yard line, somewhere in there, get a good makeable field goal, conserve the timeouts, come back, play defense, try and use the timeouts in that situation.
If you want to kick it, you can. Don't forget, 315-437-7644. Oh, I'm so good, it hurts. That was great. Josh Allen on things.
Josh, on the last time when you got the ball at the goal line, was that was the call to go with the run because you guys ended up using a timeout there and might have cost you a chance to stop the clock at the end?
Yeah, I got to find a way to get in.
Did you change to that play at the line? No, like you quick eye motion to get behind?
No. I tried to run the call as best as I can. I got to find a way to get in the end zone.
How disappointing you scored 42 and don't get that's not enough today.
Again, like, hate losing. If you lose by 2, you lose by 100, it don't matter. You're still losing. And offensively, we had to find ways to score before the half and score after the half, so we didn't do our part either.
I like how kind of angry he is. This is just one loss, but that's a damn competitor. The dude had, what, was it 6 touchdowns total yesterday? Best player in the league yesterday, only solidified, I think, more of his MVP status. But I like that he was a little upset after this, because that's good. They'll have a little fire in their bellies going in the next game against the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, they're the top dog in football right now. They're playing extremely well. So we got to have a good week and learn from this one, put it behind us. But that was a good team that we just played with a really good quarterback, and they played with urgency. You know, at that point in the season, they're playing like they got to be in the playoffs right now, and you saw that and you felt that from them.
Thank you. I did feel that from them. But anyway, okay, so we'll move on. We'll move on, I promise. Sorry, Bills fans, because I don't want to talk about this, but you had, of course, why wouldn't the Chiefs yet again pull out yet another ridiculous victory as the Chiefs ended up winning 19-17 last night on Monday Night Football. I couldn't believe it. I went to bed. I'm not going to lie. I'm sleepy pants. My alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning. But it just was another one of those games where the Chiefs didn't look good at all, but you could tell they were going to be in it till the end. And I said right before I went to bed, I went, I don't know why I'm staying up for this. I know what's going to happen. The Chiefs are going to have something ridiculous happen at the end. And they do. I mean, it's not that ridiculous. They won with a field goal. But the way the field goal went down, where Syracuse's own Mike Tirico on the fun little call here, doink for the division.
The kick will come from Matthew Wright. This is for the division, for the Chiefs. And right off the upright and in for the division. It's the doink for the division for the Chiefs. Oh my goodness.
There. Unreal. Fireworks. Every time. I can't, there's nothing I can do. I can't harp on it. They win. And that's how, I mean, I don't know if the good teams win because they won, but they keep winning. I hear a lot of people being like, oh, they're no good. This is their terrible team. They win. Why does it matter if they're, so what, they're not blowing teams out? That's the only way to account for a win? Because you got people saying after yet another victory, this one over a division opponent, that they are vulnerable.
You know, I've been sitting back, and for 5 straight weeks,
he really hadn't
I've been
sat back.
critical of this football team.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Man, there's no way they're not knocking anybody out, because they don't. And here's the thing that I look at. It's why I think they're vulnerable. And they're vulnerable to any team. And I've said that before, almost any team, because teams you think they're going to blow out, they don't. And here's why. No. They are the least explosive offense in the National Football League. That's a crazy stat. You have one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen, and you don't have any explosives on offense. Sure. Now, part of that is, and Dano, you and I talked about, that's because they don't protect the quarterback. And so to me, you're still not protecting the quarterback and all that. And Shannon, I've had to stop a lot of teams as a coordinator, head coach, whatever.
Okay.
I'd sign up any day of the week to play against Kansas City now.
Okay, bud.
Okay, I would.
Okay.
But in the last 2 minutes, oh, hell no, I don't want to sign up to play that guy. No chance. And you're right. If they needed a touchdown, Shannon, they would have gone right down the field and scored a touchdown. Because that is who Patrick Mahomes is.
So why, I don't really know if I consider that vulnerable. Maybe it's just he's like, I can conserve all this energy and then we still win and I don't have to go balls to the wall all game. That seems like a kind of a smart move. If I don't see one, which I usually don't because I'm a Cowboys fan.
I don't think you can keep it within a 1-score game. I think you got to be up 10 points or so like that against them. So are there teams capable of doing it? They certainly are. I think Baltimore's capable. I think the way Pittsburgh's playing, they're starting to be capable, and I definitely think Buffalo's capable. So,
there it is. Buffalo's capable. I agree. I think they're capable too. hopefully we'll see that, or we'll get to see Buffalo. I think it ends up Buffalo and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, right? It's got to. It has to. How can it not? Oh, how can it not? All right, moving on here. Another fun game with Seattle and Arizona, where Seattle got up. They've been a lot different in the last couple weeks, where they got up, it was like 17-7, and then Arizona kind of started to come back a little bit, and then Seattle put it away on a Zach Charbonnet. Because if you just say it, Charbonnet, this is a Charbonnet. No, Charbonnet with a nice long touchdown run to help Seattle improve to 8-5. And Arizona now, once we thought they were real good at 6-5 or whatever, now they're 6-7. The Seahawks looking pretty good here without even Kenneth Walker.
On a give,
being so good.
On a give, Charbonnet. First down and more. Charbonnet turning on the Jets. Charbonnet takes it to the house. Touchdown, Seahawks. 51 yards.
Because they didn't have Kenneth Walker. I don't know. Confused myself on that one. But yeah, that almost cost me in fantasy sports because I didn't realize that Walker wasn't playing until the last minute, and that's when things bite you in the ass. So make sure you guys are paying attention. It is about to be, officially fantasy football season, and hopefully you guys have been paying attention because I've been giving you a couple fun little tidbits on who could possibly be pretty good for fantasy sports, as we will talk about in just a couple minutes here. You had the Niners taking down the Bears. I kind of thought that would happen. I was hoping the Bears maybe had turned a little bit of a corner, but now the Niners are, I think, a better overall franchise, and they proved it there. 38-13. Yeesh. Next up for the Bears in the next Monday Night Football game against the Vikings, who we will talk about in a sec. Steelers and the Browns. Like I said on Friday, I knew that wouldn't be like it was before with a billion points being scored. It was just a kind of a low-scoring affair as the Steelers won. And then the Browns end up with the Chiefs next week, so they'll figure out a way to have that be crazy, even though the Browns are out of it for the playoffs. Oh, poor Deshaun Watson's Browns. Oh, and then not much from the Saints-Giants. Saints win 14-11. I don't know if anybody caught the ridiculous outburst on the sideline by the interim head coach, Darren Rizzi, on the Saints. It's one of those old school, I'm a tough guy, and I'm going to take out my aggressions on the lowest, weakest person here. Because he, I don't know if you saw it, but all over the social medias, he freaked out on his rookie punter who has no idea what's going on. He's a punter. The play didn't matter, and he's just had a little temper tantrum, literally freaking out on him on the sidelines. Here, I caught some of it for you. Darren Rizzi, interim head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Here, Darren Rizzi. Oh, there he. Oh, he's still there. Oh, he's still going. Oh no! Oh man, with the punter. No, but the thing is about. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's Saints head coach Darren Rizzi in an otherwise non-eventful game, but that's all. That's definitely what I want on everybody to talking about is me freaking out on a rookie punter. Good for you, tough guy. You also had the Eagles and the Panthers have a way closer game than need be, 22-16, as the drop that Xavier Legette had for the Panthers ended up making it so a bet on the Eagles was paid forward, or not paid forward, but paid out as somebody put a $3 million bet on the Eagles to win it. It almost didn't happen as the Panthers, the lowly Panthers, making it a game as they start out on 4th and 7. The ageless Adam Thielen coming through to keep the drive alive.
Here they come. The Eagles bring the house. Young throws, and guess who? It's Adam Thielen with another clutch catch. He's tackled inbounds, though. The clock will move down to 70 seconds. Yet another 3rd and 4th down conversion by Adam Thielen, his 5th of the day.
And then this happens where they were almost going to have a touchdown to win the game, but he drops it.
Another blitz from Philadelphia. Young leaves it for the get, who lunges out and tumbles down. It's ruled incomplete by the near side official. And it is an incomplete pass. And remember, Carolina cannot challenge because you're inside of 2 minutes.
Doesn't matter. He dropped it. It hit the ground. And even he said it after the game. Then he dropped it. It sucked. But it was close, though. It was really close. And then we had an awesome game from Sam Darnold. The Vikings taking down the Falcons 42-21. I told you play Sam Darnold in fantasy sports over the weekend, and this is why he has 5 touchdowns.
Darnold given time. Arm was hit as he let it go. Addison adjusted and finds himself with a touchdown. 3rd down and 6. They will have to snap it before the 2-minute warning. Bringing pressure. It's picked up. Darnold, end zone. Jefferson, touchdown. Justin Jefferson. Darnold on the run. Open man. Coverage blown. Walk-in touchdown. Justin Jefferson. 52 yards. Darnold keeps it alive and strikes the superstar. Darnold lets it rip for Addison at the pylon. Touchdown, Minnesota. And trying to become the first quarterback since Brett Favre to get the Vikings to 11-2 in his first season. Darnold looking for his 5th touchdown pass of the day. Addison gets his 3rd.
And there it is, 5 touchdowns for Sam Darnold. Pretty good. I had some clips of Aaron Rodgers talking, but I don't want to hear him because he's annoying. He basically doesn't take any credit for them sucking. As the Dolphins win over the Jets 32-26, the first time that score has ever happened in NFL history, because why not? Bucks beating the Raiders with scores. Jacksonville and Tennessee. What a boring-ass game that was, 10-6. And then you've got a game tonight, don't you? You got a game tonight, don't you? We're going to talk about that when we come back. How about them Cowboys tonight? Oh, geez, I didn't leave myself any time. Take the Cowboys in the 4.5? No, I'll take the Bengals. I would like the Cowboys to do a lot better, but I got to take the Bengals, right? All right, so that should be just enough. Hey! You think Cowboys are going to smoke them, Kev? Bro, I hope. I need Joe Burrow to have a bad game, and then I'll win my fantasy football. I'll lock up a number 1 seed, I think. If I can win, I'll lock up a 1 seed. I've done crappy the last couple weeks. I know, but they still got all the people. They got all the people. Ryan, I mean, if they would have me, I would love to join it next year. I'll play. I wanted to start a basketball one this year. I just didn't have time. I'll do a baseball one for over here. Cav, did you see? We got everyone healthy? But I'll start a fantasy baseball one. I'm sure everyone out there would want to play. We all like baseball. Oh, Gavetta will be back for his title next year. Are you the... Did you win last year but not this year? Or you did baseball? Or did they do baseball last year? Because I'd imagine their football one starts soon, right? The playoffs? It's gotta. Oh, what's up? What up, baby? Baby. Baby. Every day. Okay, Dave Matthews. Just football? Football the last 2. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm in for all the things we do now. You got some new blood. New blood. New blood. Okie dokie. We are back. Powered by Drivers Village, Cicero, dvoffers.com. Hello.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Yes, it is, and we're back for just a couple more minutes here as we've got a Monday Night Football game to talk about as the Cowboys and the Bengals are playing a weird game where they're going to be like Simpsons on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus.
In the Simpsons universe. Did you see this?
No.
You know how all the things we like, where they superimpose?
Yeah.
Oh, what the superimpose mean? Where they superimpose the players in CGI and all that animation and stuff?
On December 9th, 2 storied rivals will meet on the gridiron. A test of will,
it's Cowboys.
Of spirit, of determination, in which ultimately only one can prevail. When these 2 ancient foes face off on Monday Night Football, it's more than just football. It's family. It's Bart and the Bengals versus Homer and the Cowboys. Live from
You get Homer, bud. At least you get Homer. You get Homer. You get Homer, bud.
Go. Yeah, so that's Josh and I talking about the game that's tonight. As you're gonna get Joe Burrow is somebody from The Simpsons. If you've seen this before, it was gonna be Dak as Homer. I don't know if Cooper Rush is now Homer, but Homer will be aligned with the Cowboys. The 3. After this one was happening, they were 3-4 when they lost to the Niners, and now Dak is out. And Marge and Lisa will interview players during the game. Maggie will fly the sky cam. Other popular characters, show references, and stuff like that will be on. Oh, man, this is going to be so ridiculous. As you've seen them do this before, they've done Toy Story. I think they've done another Nintendo thing that I've never, or Nintendo, Nickelodeon thing that I'd never seen before, but they did that. So now this year, tonight, Monday Night Football, the Simpsons Fun Day Football. Like I said, it'll be on Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, NFL Plus. I think it'll be fun. That'll be enjoyable. So if at least the game sucks, at least it'll be ridiculous. All right, and we'll come back tomorrow and talk about this game, and then we'll see what else is going on with MLB free agents, because Juan Soto signs with the Mets, and I think that's going to knock down some dominoes. Stick around. All the SU stuff you need, want, and love. 3 and 5 with Brian Higgins is up in just a couple minutes. This was ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Just a little sportsing around on a Monday. Okay, see you later. Bye. Love you.